Hi guys, it's Sebastian. I'm back with another video for you today. Today's video is a collaboration, and basically what I wanted to do was put together all the West Coast YouTubers, Instagrammers, or bloggers I could find for this collaboration who do nothing but, fragrance, perfume, and cologne reviews. And we've got about 11 people here, maybe 12, I haven't counted. And we're gonna put them back to back, and so you can enjoy watching what everyone feels about living on the West Coast, because that's where we are. We're all on the West Coast. I'm in San Francisco, and this is my neighborhood. This is Yerba Buena Park in San Francisco. And so a lot of these folks that are going to be on this video live either in Los Angeles or in the Sacramento area. And we do also have a few folks that are in Oregon and Washington State. So please stay tuned.
Hi Sebastian, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of your collaboration. I thought because we are talking about the West Coast, I would come outside because one of our best assets, of course, as you know, is our weather, and it's a beautiful day today. So I thought filming outside would be perfect for what we're going to talk about. So Sebastian asked me two questions. The first question was, what is your favorite part, or what is the best part about living on the West Coast? And number one, obviously, is our beautiful weather. Pretty much the best weather of anywhere I've ever been, anywhere I've ever lived. Very mild year-round, and we don't have blizzards, we don't have tornadoes. We do have earthquakes once in a while, but not that often. So I love living in California. I love living in Northern California especially. You have everything very close. I go skiing in Tahoe, I go to the beach, I go to Napa Valley for wine tasting, I go to San Francisco for the opera. There's so many fun things to do, and it's amazing living here. Sebastian also asked me what is a fragrance that I think works well for where I live. And I've got to say that Bal d'Afrique from Byredo came to mind first thing. I talk about this on my channel quite a bit, and it's for a good reason. I feel that this fragrance is suitable all year round, and I feel like this year round works for all types of weather. You have citrus, spice, floral, and woody all in one fragrance, and it's not too light where it will be forgotten about in the winter, but it's also not too heavy for the summertime. I feel like it works perfectly. It's a unisex fragrance. I don't think it gets any better than Bal d'Afrique from Byredo. So a big thank you again for including me in this collaboration, and see you next time. Bye.
How's it going? My name is Maynard. I'm from the channel called Undisputed Fraghead. And first of all, shout out to looking, feeling, smelling great, Sebastian. I hope I pronounced your name right, brother. Really appreciate it for this collab West Coast video. Well, I'm pretty new, my channel is pretty new, so if I screw up right now, forgive me, okay? So I was asked to tell you about two fragrances and two things which I love about the West Coast. So the first thing which I love about the West Coast is it's really diverse. I love the diversity of this, this part of the United States. People are very amazing. It's very diverse. They're very welcoming. I love it. Second thing is the weather, especially California. California weather where I'm from, it's just amazing. Okay, it's just perfect. That's to me. And the two fragrances which I love in the West, for the West Coast, like the life and style and the weather and everything which goes with the West Coast. Two fragrances. Number one is from Creed Adventures. I don't have a lot of niche fragrances, but I have a few Creeds. I love them. This fragrance is, it's nature to me. It comes out nature, outdoor, fruity, birch wood. I mean, it's everything in a ball for me. I love Creed Inventors. Like, I know there's batch variations, but all the batches I've owned so far, I have 2 more backups. They all smell great. Most complimented fragrances in my life. I owe about 100 fragrances, and this is one of the most complimented. But another one from the House of Creed, which was my first niche fragrance. And what I've been through with this fragrance is just, you know, you guys have come to my channel so I can talk more. Right now, I need to do it quick because, you know, there's more people in the collab. So it's Creed, Green Irish Tweed. Well, I'm from Sacramento, California. It's known for the woods, the trees, the greenery. What can be better than this? Green Irish Tweed. It's green, nature. It's very like gentleman fragrance, but it still smells very modern. I love this, you know. I mean, this is always gonna be in my collection. Love this juice. That was it, guys. I really appreciate being in this collab, and thank you for all the viewers watching us, and shout out, thank you, man. Sebastian, Zala, thank you. Looking, feeling, smelling great. Thank you.
What's going on, guys? This is me, NotesPunch, and I'm having a hike today. As a matter of fact, I live in the West Coast, specifically in Los Angeles, California, which is pretty much warm most of the year. I love it here, guys, for the most part, and I feel like I can do things because of the weather. For example, today I felt like hiking near to a golf course, like a block away from my house. So you can't beat that. And today I'm gonna represent my city with 2 fragrances. One of them for daytime and the other one for nighttime, that I feel they would work all year round pretty much. The first one is a recent discovery of mine, and I regret not discovering this earlier. And that fragrance would shockingly be from a fairly new indie house that is not really known by a lot of people. And that fragrance would be Bergamas by Gallagher Fragrances. This is such a gorgeous, long-lasting, sparkling, fresh summer fragrance. I can put this fragrance on and I know that I'm gonna be smelling fresh and fantastic all day long. This fragrance, of what I remembered on the top of my head, has got a very sparkling, really nice, zesty, fresh bergamot note here that it is to die for. Combined with fresh neroli, which gives it a different type of freshness, but floral at the same time. Don't get me wrong, it's a bit floral because of the neroli, but it's a masculine floral. And honestly, I feel like this fragrance, it's a perfect fit to Los Angeles during the daytime. Whoa! It's kind of smell like oud here. Oh, never mind, it's horse crap. Alright guys, I'm resuming my hike here with my number 2 night pick for Los Angeles, California. And that fragrance would be Invictus Aqua by Paco Rabanne. This fragrance got a lot of hype, a lot lately, and it's harder to find now. I don't understand why. I really do enjoy this fragrance a lot, and for some reason it garners a lot of compliments every time I wear it when I go out at night. Especially, I feel like this is more of a night out casual fragrance over being a daytime fragrance because of how strong it is. It is a pretty strong fragrance, not as strong as the original Invictus. This is a fresher, more aquatic version of the original Invictus. It's definitely less sweet, not as obnoxious and overwhelming as the original. Don't get me wrong, the original still gets its fair share of compliments and it's well received by a lot of people, and it's one of the best and most popular clubbing fragrances out there. But on the other hand, Invictus Aqua, it's a more wearable version of it, which I love, and I feel like it suits this weather perfectly for some reason. it screams the West Coast, it screams Los Angeles, and that's why I picked it for my nighttime scent for Los Angeles.
Hi everybody, I'm Alan from Beverly Hills Perfumery. I wanted to thank Sebastian for inviting me to do this video. I'm not on YouTube, but we do have a Facebook page for our shop, Beverly Hills Perfumery, and you can check out some videos I do on there. So Sebastian asked me to kind of, talk about what I like about living on the West Coast here in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, and to name a couple fragrances that fit this area. So, of course, we have very well-known weather here. We have a great climate, and in the summer it gets pretty hot, but it's actually fairly mild compared to other cities, so we're pretty lucky. And so I wanted to pick two fragrances that I think would be nice in the spring and the summer in Los Angeles. One would be a new fragrance, actually, we just got in. It's from Etat Libre d'Orange, and it's called You or Someone Like You. And actually this fragrance is based on a novel about Los Angeles, so it's very fitting. And I really like this. It's very refreshing and invigorating. It starts off very minty green and citrusy and dries down fruity, and I just really enjoy wearing this, and it does fit Los Angeles perfectly, so they did a good job on this one. And another fragrance is another one that we actually just got into. This one here by Atelier Cologne. It's called Musk Imperial. And this one is interesting because it does have some similarity to Creed Aventus. But it's kind of like a fruity batch of Aventus, not a smoky one. So I think this is actually better than Aventus when you're wearing it in the daytime, casually, on a warmer day. I think this fits very well, and it's still very sophisticated, but works as a casual daytime warm weather Aventus type of fragrance. So I really like this one. It's a really good choice, especially here in LA, Beverly Hills to be exact. And that's about it. So on to the next reviewer.
My name is Marc, and I do have a Instagram handle of Marc Scent. I do not have a YouTube channel yet, but I'm working on it. West Coast, man, it's pretty awesome place to live in. Food, the people around here, the weather. To me, I guess it's just perfect in my opinion. And I do have three fragrances that I reach out the most, pretty much all over, the entire year. Without any further ado, the first one would be Tatiana Terenzi's Orion. I love this. To me, it reminds me of Aventus without the birch, smoky nuances. But what you get here is the fruity batch. I'm not sure about the batch codes, but you get pineapple, you get apple, that crisp, fruity nuances. Man, you guys should try this out. It's amazing all year round. The next would be it might be an obscure house, but nonetheless, and they make good perfumes, and that's from Ramon Monegal, and this one is Bravo. This is amazing. It has apricot, it has banana, it's leather, it has smoke. And look at that presentation. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, this one is, I use this mostly at nighttime. It's amazing. And last but not the least is Memo Paris Irish Leather. This one has juniper berries, amber, I think it has some tonka bean also, and of course the leather is not that pungent or not that strong, but nonetheless it's magic in a bottle. So thanks once again, Sebastian, for including me in this video, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.
Hi everyone, this is Leonard Smith from Sense Memory, and I'm having a drink I made up on the spot. It's gin, ginger ale, and a splash of lime juice. And because of the West Coast, I think I'll call it a Big Sur. So here we go. Delicious. It has a little tangy bite to it. Anyway, thank you, Sebastian, for having me in this collaboration. And the thing I love about being from the West Coast, well, I was born in Los Angeles. I lived all over California on the coast. I lived in Arcata, which is way up north by Eureka, where I went to college. I lived in San Francisco. I lived down in Southern California. And now I live in Washington State. So I've lived all up and down from practically the border of Mexico to practically the border of Canada. And what I love about the West Coast, well, I have to say that I'm going to have to echo what Elizabeth Taylor said in The Sandpiper about living in Big Sur, which is my favorite spot in California. And that is, I love the sea, I love the mountains, and I love all of it. California, especially, just seems to be like the gods took the earth and tilted it on its side and shook it, and all the best parts from all over the world slid into California. You've got your deserts, mountains, beaches, redwoods, beautiful Central Valley. It has everything, including something that really affected me growing up, and that is the film industry in Los Angeles. I have to say that growing up in LA in the 60s, being a teenager in the 60s and my early 20s in the 70s, all of us who were kids at that time had this feeling we were in the center of the universe because of what Diana Vreeland called the youthquake was happening there, the entertainment industry, and lots of music was happening there, and there were the beaches and surfing and dancing and just everything, and we had Sonny and Cher too. So I think that's what I liked about, or do like about, living in the West Coast, is that it has the best of everything in America right there on the West Coast, including in Oregon, and I'm learning a lot about Washington State, which has many wonderful things too, and it's incredibly beautiful. So I'm very lucky to be a West Coaster. The two fragrances that work best in my part of the woods right now in spring, and it's 80 degrees outside, beautiful day, just worked in the garden, planted some flowers. But the two fragrances that work best for me, I would have to say right now, would be Mandarino di Amalfi by Tom Ford, and there you see the beautiful bottle. This is just so fresh and bright and sparkling, and it lasts a long time for a citrus-based fragrance. It really does last a long time on my skin. It's perfect for this time of year, very refreshing, very bright. And the other fragrance that is perfect this time of year is a very green fragrance, and my favorite green fragrance of all time, and that would be Chanel No. 19. And there you see the bottle. This is the Pure Parfum. It was created just before Coco Chanel died in 1971 or 72, somewhere around there. The fragrance was created, and it's named after her birth date, which is August 19th, and it was one of her favorite fragrances to wear. It is perfect for men and women. It's green and fresh with a little bit of a bite, a little bit of an animal running down there in the bottom. So I wouldn't call it a freshy fresh, but I would call it a dangerous fresh fragrance. So there you have my two fragrances and why I like or love living on the West Coast. Cheers. Some more of this.
How you guys doing? Shooting this video for Seb, my friend. I will gladly do this video. And one of the questions is, what do you like from being out in the West? What I like from being out in the West is the weather. The weather stays the same, predominantly for the duration of the year. So pretty much you could wear shorts and flip-flops in December and shorts and flip-flops in the summer. The weather ranges out here, so anywhere from 50 degrees all the way to 100 in the summer. But what I like about the West, especially in San Diego, is the weather actually is pretty consistent. The weather stays cold in the night times, so you get a nice like cold breeze out here, especially in the summertime. Very nice, refreshing, enjoyable. Definitely no humidity out here, so fragrances definitely they get a different type of play out here. But what I definitely like to rock in this type of weather is Eternity. So this is how the bottle, if you haven't already seen it, this is Eternity. This is the newer formulation, but it definitely works well in this weather. And then this is the Riche. Definitely nice fragrance. You could get it on Beauty Spin, which is now Notino, and you could get it for like 23 bucks. Really cheap. Both of these are relatively cheap and found on like discount sites. If you haven't already, do yourself some justice and get these two fragrances. These fragrances are a staple, definitely a staple in my neck of the woods. As you can see, those two fragrances actually work well for me out here in this weather. Those fragrances are a staple for me. And what are you guys wearing, and where are you guys from? I'd like to know. If you haven't already, subscribe to me, subscribe to my channel. I'm sure Seb will put a link down below. And thank you, my friend Seb, for having me on your channel. Until next time, guys.
Hi, I'm Kara. I love living on the West Coast because there's so many different kinds of people here, and there is always something to do, and the weather is pretty amazing. It's really temperate, and it's just a nice vibe here. So in terms of perfume, I know I was only supposed to pick 2, but I picked 3, and somehow they're all sort of ones that are fall appropriate, but I really feel like you could wear this in the summer, and it's really nice. This is Jus de Peau by Stars Luton, and it has this beautiful sort of milky wheat licoricey sweetness. It's supposed to smell like a bakery, I guess, maybe. It's a little bit. It's really, really good. I love it. I think Jus de Peau means skin games or something. Pretty interesting. Really beautiful. Love this. It's my favorite gourmand. It's so sweet and beautiful. Actually, all the ones I'm talking about now are really sweet. This was an unexpected groovy treat. Gold Leather by Atelier Cologne. This one is like really boozy, whiskey, sort of leather, sweetness. Really good. It's always good. Like this, I feel like all year round. It's never heavy. It's just rich and lovely. And then this one is like, it's pretty much fall, but I wear this all the time anyway. I really don't care. I mean, sometimes I feel like, oh, citrus in the summer or whatever, but you know, I just love this one. African leather, cardamom, and vetiver, and leather, and saffron. It's just super beautiful. Really complex, really cute bottle. Those are my favorites. Thanks, Seb.
Hey everyone, this is Atil here. First of all, I want to thank so much to Sebastian, looking, feeling, smelling great, for this opportunity. I'm really happy to be doing this. It's an honor for me. Now, I do fragrance reviews on YouTube and on Instagram. On YouTube, you probably haven't seen me before because I do reviews only in my language, which is Turkish. But on Instagram, I do English reviews, and my account name is Frosh. Now, I am from the West Coast, but I'm in Upper Side, which is the Northwest. I'm from Portland, Oregon. What I like the most about the Northwest is the life quality here. We got the most green side of the country, and it is very rainy all year long. To me, this is one of the best states to live in, Oregon and Washington. It is very green and rainy, airy, and very clean environment too. Of course, there's some fragrances that I really think that they are very Northwest, even though they were not made for Northwest, of course. But when I smell them, I really think about the Northwest, this side of the country, and they really fit amazingly here. Now the first fragrance I will show is one of my favorite green scents. It is very authentic smelling, it is very juicy, very nice, and this is Diptyque's L'Ombre dans l'eau. I love this one. I love wearing it in spring and summertime, and to me this fragrance is very Northwest. It has a very good green quality to it. It is very grassy. There's some rose accords are coming in the dry down, but overall it is very nice. It is kind of garden-like, which is there's a picture of it too behind it, behind the bottle. It's a very nice artwork. This is an EDP version of it. It has a very good performance, especially in summertime, springtime. It lasts longer, and to me, this is very Northwest. I love it, how green it is and how authentic it is. Now the second fragrance I will show is, no surprise, it is actually from the Portland, the brand itself. It is Imaginary Authors, it is Cape Hardick. Now I love this scent. You cannot probably get more Northwest than Cape Hardick it is. It is perfect. It is really Northwest in a bottle. It has very woody quality to it. It has pine. It almost gives you a feeling of you're in the woods, you're in the kind of village kind of environment. What it makes unique to me, it has that strawberry touch with the pine. The strawberry note can come off very feminine sometimes. Here it is not feminine at all. To me this fragrance isn't really feminine nor masculine. It is very unisex, but overall the uniqueness of it is incredible. If you like different scents, if you like scents that gives you that green quality, the woods and the piney accords, and especially if you want to smell the Northwest, here it is, Cape Hardick. I love the scent. By no surprise again, it is a brand from Portland, and I believe they captured this side of the country very perfectly in a bottle. Cape Hardick. That is it for me. Thank you so much for the opportunity again. Bye.
What is going on, guys? Namaste. My name is Sai and I have a YouTube channel called Fragboy Stewie. I am just another man that loves cologne and I love to look, feel and smell great. Sebastian, thanks a lot for inviting me here. It's an absolute honor. Now, unlike most people that you're gonna see in this video, I'm kind of a newbie to the West Coast. I lived in Boise, Idaho for 5 years before moving to Los Angeles about 6 months ago. And initially I had a rocky start because Los Angeles was just too overwhelming for me, having come from a smaller town. But I, quickly got caught onto it, and man, I am loving my time here. There's just so much to do, so many great people. It's a melting pot of cultures, different traditions, and just extreme diversity is just celebrated here, and I absolutely love it. It kind of reminds me of my motherland, India, in a way. One other thing that I enjoy about living in California, apart from the beaches and the hot chicks, sun. We get quite a bit of sun. Yeah, in case you haven't noticed or heard. With that said, guys, I'm going to mention 3 fragrances which I've been rocking for the last few weeks, and these are pretty popular, so I'm not going to surprise you. I'm going to start off with my nighttime favorite, and that is Acqua di Gio Profumo from the house of Giorgio Armani. This is a very nice take on the already successful original. This has the DNA of the original with some depth and incense added to it. The depth comes from the patchouli note and the incense from the incense note. This is manly, and especially at nighttime, man, this has really struck a chord with me. I love wearing this on dates. This is a little powerful, so you might want to hide your sprays when you are going on a date, but this just works in so many other occasions, like even suit and tie, or maybe even casual. This is just a all-round winner. Acqua di Gio Profumo, if you haven't checked this out, strongly recommended. Second fragrance that I'd like to talk about is from Paco Rabanne. This is Invictus Aqua. Now, if you follow my channel, I've talked about my most complimented fragrances so far in 2017. This one topped the list. And look at this, I barely made a dent in it. And man, the kind of responses I've gotten with this, unbelievable. I've been called delicious and all that stuff with this fragrance. So this really works for me here in California. It's a very nice take on the original Invictus, which I'm not a big fan of. This has a very fresh take with a lot reduced bubblegummy vibe, which I absolutely adore. Moving on to my third and final pick, this is a fragrance that should not come as a surprise to you. This is a Savage, Sauvage by Christian Dior. I have called this names in the past. I said this is, it's a bit generic and all that stuff, and so have a lot of other people. I still stand by that, but the reason why I keep reaching out for this more and more often is because of the fact that it gets attention. So far, this thing still gets a lot of attention, a lot of compliments. This is one of those like signature compliment getters, you know, that you just wear and like people are gonna be like, wow, he smells so good. One of the things though, it is getting really, really popular. I have been sniffing this like on pretty much every guy. So I don't know, maybe in a year or two, it's probably gonna be become an Acqua di Gio, for example, right? And maybe they're going to do something like what Armani did with this. Maybe they're going to bring out a Profumo or a Parfum or something which is a bit different with the same DNA. I don't know what Dior's going to do, but I place my trust in them. So with that said, these three are going to be my choices. Please do check out my channel if you've never heard of me. I truly appreciate your subscription and your support. With that, on to the next reviewer. Adios.
What's going on YouTube? I go by the name of Coach Rob619. And first off, I'd like to thank Sebastian for adding me as a part of this West Coast collaboration. I never realized how many West Coast reviewers we have here on YouTube, and I'm just appreciative to be a part of this. So first off, what do I love about living on the West Coast? I guess the question to ask is, what isn't there to love about living on the West Coast? Being that I live in California, specifically San Diego, we have some of the best weather all year round, 75 degrees all day, all year. I don't think you can beat that weather anywhere, along with diverse communities, great Mexican food, the San Diego Zoo, SeaWorld, Legoland, etc. We have a lot of things here in San Diego that I absolutely love. So I love living here on the West Coast. I have two fragrances here that I feel work wonderful and here on the West Coast, here in San Diego specifically. One we all heard about, but it's just a monster. It's a beast, man. I get consistent compliments with it. Everybody loves the way it smells on me. I love the way it smells on me. People always approach me when I have this on. The second is something that's been newly acquired in my collection, a recent pickup, and I absolutely love it. This is grown into one of my favorite fragrances right now, and I definitely feel this one is signature worthy. So the first fragrance is Creed Aventus. We've all heard about it. It's a great fragrance, great pineapple musk, has a sweet vanilla undertone, woody notes, birch. Absolutely amazing fragrance. It's been hyped to death. Everybody talks about it, but I absolutely love this one. It works well on my skin in this warm weather, this 75-degree heat weather. It performs magical on my skin. I absolutely love it. You can't go wrong with Creed Aventus. The second fragrance is Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gio Profumo. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a newly acquired fragrance in my collection, and I just love the way this smells. It has the same DNA from the original Acqua di Gio that was released in 96. I think this is a 2015 release, and you still get that aquatic, sweet melon vibe from the original, but they added some incense and I think it is patchouli in the dry down, and this is a great fragrance. Like I said, I haven't had this fragrance that long, and I'm already getting a ton of compliments with this one. This is a mature, grown-up version. Something you can dress up, dress down, but a grown-up version of the original Acqua di Gio, and it's absolutely amazing. So if you haven't tried this one out, check it out. And like I said, this works great with my climate here on the West Coast. This is a good one. But guys, that concludes my portion of the collaboration. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure to do so.
What I like about living on the West Coast is the fact that it is one of the best places in the world, I think. And I also love the weather. But a lot of people that live in California probably do not like the weather here in San Francisco because it does tend to get very cold. Now today is Memorial Day here. As you can see, it's all overcast and dark. So if you're thinking of coming to San Francisco on Memorial Day, so here's what happens with the weather in the summertime. From May all the way till like August, we have overcast days. So if you want to take a trip to San Francisco thinking it's California sunshine, think twice and pack a lot of warm clothes because San Francisco does get cold in the summer. That's not true with the rest of California though, but as soon as you leave San Francisco, you'll end up in warm weather, probably about 20 to 30 minute drive outside of San Francisco, and it'll start getting warm like other Californian cities. But San Francisco has its own climate, and for some reason, when it's really hot outside of San Francisco, it creates a fog layer in the city, and you get really, really cold days in the summertime. Because of that, my first fragrance I really love wearing here in San Francisco is one that I fell in love with about 4 years ago, and it's a tobacco dominant fragrance but not overly beastly, and that fragrance is Parfum de Marly's Herod. And what I like about Herod is that it's a sexy, classy, very unisex, although I do kind of think it's kind of masculine also, a tobacco fragrance. And this is a brand from Paris, France, and I did a review with one of the employees of Parfum de Marly in Paris, if you haven't seen that video. But we discussed how this fragrance was created and where the vanilla comes from and all that good stuff. But I find this Parfum de Marly Herod to be perfect for San Francisco weather, especially for days like today, because it's cooler and it works pretty much perfectly all year round. So Parfum de Marly Herod is one of my favorites to wear here in San Francisco. A second fragrance that I love to wear here in San Francisco is the new, I guess, L'air du Desert Marocain flanker perhaps, or a new take on the L'air du Desert Marocain, and it's Accord de Desert by Tower Perfumes. And what I like about this is because I really love L'air du Desert Marocain, or LDDM, or perhaps I think it's LDDAM. But what I like about this is it's gotten a little more, not as dry as the original, and it kind of works better with me because the original, I love the way it smelled. Dry fragrances on me usually don't, you know, stay on me as long as I would like it to. So Accord de Desert is perfect. And what I like about it here in San Francisco is because it's spicy, and we've got a really big ethnic groupings of people here, so it kind of blends well with the smells of the city, and also, you know, the different diverse groups of people that live here. Plus, you know, it has a little bit of, you know, San Francisco vibe to it, so I really, really do love Accord de Desert for San Francisco. I tend to wear it more in the colder days, and with a day like today, it's perfect, I think, although I tend to wear it more in the winter time. Last but not least, I wanted to do a third fragrance. San Francisco does get really hot and humid. Once in a blue moon, it doesn't stay like this here, this kind of overcast, cold day. And on those days when it's really hot and humid and I want something very, very refreshing, I tend to pull from one of my favorite fragrances from a long time ago. It is Eau d'Adrienne, and it's the Eau de Parfum edition that comes in this, the feminine bottle. It's a very, very unisex fragrance. They do have the men's edition, which is Eau de Toilette, but this edition is a lot more potent than the Eau de Toilette version. And if you're a fan of Aqua Viva by Perfume Aroma, you're gonna really like this one. And this one is very, very similar to Aqua Viva. And actually, this actually came a lot before than Aqua Viva. This came in the early 80s. It doesn't smell old, it smells very, very fresh and refreshing, and it's perfect in the hot days. I won't wear it today. I'll be wearing Herod today, of course, because today is very, very cool. But when it's really, really hot, I will pull for something like Eau d'Adrienne, Eau de Parfum by Annick Goutal. Thanks so much for watching this video of West Coast fragrance YouTubers. Really do appreciate you tuning in today, and stay tuned for more videos here on this channel. If you want to follow any of the folks that appeared on this video, I have links in the info box. Please do go and follow them if you aren't already, as each one of them has their own unique style. And also, please stay tuned for more videos on this channel. Of course, we'll also have lots more giveaways. Also, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.